E3 is in full swing, and what with the volume of games, meaning the ear-splitting volume of the press conferences, it's easy for games to slip through the cracks. Stepping away from the din of the main publisher conferences, I've gone looking for the hidden gems you might have missed. Please add your own suggestions in the comments as we go along. I'm sure there's loads more waiting to be found.
Your dream vacation is waiting for you here on the Gulf Coast.
If you came away from Jaws thinking, hey, I'd like to be the great white shark ruining vacations and the ocean in general, then Maneater is definitely for you, because that's precisely what you'll be doing. But the fish power fantasy doesn't stop at terrorizing folks. The game is an open-world action shark PG, in the words of Tripwire President John Gibson, which means you won't just be swimming around and eating people. No sir, this game involves upgrades and skill trees to sharpen and grow those 15 rows of teeth in each jaw, and jump higher from the water to grab unsuspecting victims from shorelines and piers. And considering a great white can jump an average of 8 to 10 feet out of the water as standard, yeesh. There's also going to be a full single-player campaign to chomp on. I'm picturing Ecco the Dolphin, but with more biting. The body count will be a tad smaller in Ooblets. It's not hard to pinpoint just what makes Glumberland's farming/animal rearing game so lovely. You seemingly spend most of your time waltzing through a twee little town, farming Ooblets, the game's titular creatures, from the ground like little vegetables, taking care of them and making human friends along the way. There's enough customization that you can whip up a different look for your character for every day of the week ending in Y. And in a delightful move, the Pokemon-like fights have been replaced with dance battles, because, well, there can never be too much of that. This is shaping into Stardew Valley meets Pokemon, with weird and wonderful visuals borrowed from Katamari Damacy, and how's that for a combination and a half? It's easy to love a farming simulator. Who doesn't want to go out into the sunshine and grow a big old turnip for the zen? It's such a simple simulation, so wholesome. Also, kind of everywhere. But Morningstar is farming with a difference, as it's replaced standard Fruits of the Earth farms with computer servers. You'll be planting, growing, and tending data turnips rather than the real deal in this post-apocalyptic cultivator, which is supposedly taking a slightly more literal interpretation of a server farm. Rather than tend the soil, you're maintaining the tech behind it. Hardware and software and such, utilizing simple interactions typical of the genre. Outside of the almost empty server room beneath all that simulated golden loveliness that came before, we know that this post-apocalyptic game will feature a community of sorts, much like My Time in Portia, in a slant that is equally optimistic. It's always intriguing to see a game genre turned on its head. Besides farming, cab driving is another recurring theme of E3. Okay, it only cropped up twice, but games about taxis aren't exactly the most common thing, so it feels like a trend. In NeoCab, a narrative adventure game, you play the last human cab driver in a city of autonomous vehicles. Think I Am Legend, but with Teslas instead of vampires. The cars are all controlled by a corporation called Capra that may or may not be hiding something very bad. I was going to make an Uber joke here, but the lawyer said not to. You won't only be ferrying citizens of Los Ojos from point A to point B, but aiming for that full 5-star review, which should help you get closer to your customers and, as a result, the truth with a capital T. You can still kick people out though. Uncovering a dark conspiracy is important, but you shouldn't have to pick up those drunk students if you don't want to. Naturally, you'll have your phone on hand for conversations, pickups, and check-ins in this tech utopia, which looks like it will come in handy as it seems Lena Romero, the driver, knows someone who could be in trouble. It's cyberpunk, noir, and a little crazy taxi without the beats. I'm in. I'm going to get the obvious out of the way here and say, Sable looks gorgeous. I know, beauty does not a good video game make, but you can't talk about this game without appreciating the animation and color. The two-man team at Shedworks cite Japanese animation, as well as European comics as inspiration, and it shows in an almost cel-shaded style that's full of personality. New footage debuted at E3 captures an intimate feeling of isolation in this coming-of-age tale, set in an open world, focused more on puzzle solving and exploration than bloodshed. Saying that, there appear to be dungeons in this alien desert that's cleared of most signs of life besides the player character Sable, roaming around on her hoverbike, and maybe the odd tree. Remnants of the old still remain as well, like deserted camps and tech. The perfect place to chart. I wouldn't have thought that the words simulated pixels would ever fill me with nerves, but then again, I had not encountered Noita before E3's PC gaming show. But what exactly does this term mean? Well, to strip out the lingo, you can affect every pixel in the world, meaning every square inch of a level can be exploded, burnt, melted, or a combination of the above. Nolla Games' custom engine allows levels to go disastrously pear-shaped. As you can see here, the game is all about textural elements, in a world where seemingly everything is destructible. I can just see it now. Run after run of each level, brimming with accidental destructo-explosions. There are also bloodbaths. No story there, I just thought it would bear mentioning. It's described as a roguelite game, a definition that can be a little hazy because it can mean so many things. Permadeath, turn-based movement, resource management, there's no telling yet which elements Noita will implement. All we do know is that you'll likely bring down a whole world's worth of pixels on your head every few minutes. It's a glorious death. Mods make PC gaming. From Half-Life's iconic Black Mesa makeover to the extended wedding scene from Dragon Age Origins. Wait, did I say that last one out loud? The Forgotten City was a Skyrim mod that was downloaded by over 1 million people and the first to win a Writers Guild award, and is now a standalone, reimagined game. A lovely mods to riches kind of story. In this time travel murder mystery, you travel deep underground to the titular city, where the corpses of several explorers now lie after having mildly upset the local order. The aim of the day is to change their fate by piecing together the puzzle through a mystical portal that leads you back into the past. Maybe we should make that the aim of many days. This sounds complicated. The original mod lasted 6 to 8 hours in total, but with dozens of new additions such as visual redesigns, sound, dialogue, puzzles, combat, and tweaks to the plot resulting in different endings, the Forgotten City should warrant a repeat visit. In this first-person, open-world factory building sim, you're a member of a program known as Save the Day, and you have 3 guesses as to what the aim of that is. You explore a strange alien planet in a way not too dissimilar to No Man's Sky, and must traverse, plunder, and overcome, all with a mind to build complex machinery. If you've played the similar Factorio, your mind is probably conjuring new machines as I speak. Yes, as the word Satisfactory suggests, the game requires you to turn the lush, mineral-rich planet into an automated system of factories that would make a Victorian cotton mill owner swoon. From multi-leveled monsters to smaller machinations linking to other machines, some are built for crafting or loading, but most produce materials by the hundreds on nice little uniform conveyor belts. I have a feeling this really is the perfect game for those of you who are mesmerized by pasta making machines on YouTube, which is everyone, right? There are moments in Stormland, an open-world VR game from Insomniac Games, that might not be ideal for those of us who suffer from motion sickness. Let's see, we have flight, check. Rock climbing, check. An emphasis on exploration with a free-flowing camera, double check. But just one look at Stormland should be enough to convince anyone to invest in some travel sickness medication. For starters, you play the game as an android gardener, like Wall-E with pruning shears. Only you've been ripped from your homeworld and most of your limbs, as it so happens, by some big bad something. Your character can be seen patching itself up, as well as his robot friends, which would be so lovely if the stakes weren't so high, with all those laser bullets flying about and drones looking to dump you on the scrap heap. That said, this game can clearly do both, emotional storytelling and action. This is the kind of experience and world VR was made for, to immerse yourself in. Now, where can I get some of those pills so I can play?
I pray that when Judgment Day, that most holiest of days, comes upon us, when you bring all the good people to heaven, that I may live in eternal glory by your side.
So, what happens when, at the end of days, the man upstairs accidentally goofs and beams up all the bad eggs rather than the good seeds? Well, Rapture Rejects happens, which is a Battle Royale game for all the folks left to survive hell on Earth. Which really begs the question, just how brutal can it get if these people are all supposed to be nice and kindly? The game, developed by Galvanic Games, is based on the Cyanide and Happiness webcomic. If you aren't familiar with it, it's likely that we can expect weird and wonderful, controversial, and darkly humorous violence from this game. In the tidal wave of Battle Royale games, Rapture Rejects is a whiff of fresh air with its cartoony isometric wackiness. It makes a nice change of pace to hear the words Battle Royale and not see an over-the-shoulder camera or players running for the hills. I may actually last more than 5 minutes in this one. Thank you for tuning into our list of PC games that you may have missed from E3. What do you make of them all? What are you excited for? What games would you like to share? As always, thank you for watching and please do subscribe. And remember to click the notifications bell if you'd like to see more from us at Rock Paper Shotgun. We'll see you soon.